Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and in this video we're gonna talk about Reactflow. Okay, so there is a new feature introduced into the Reactflow that you can auto layout your all the flows at the separate, like at the specific position by default. Okay, so let's suppose you are changing the node position, so you can set the state and change the position of the nodes, but by default if you want to see your nodes at the different, like a specific position and in the uniform way, so you can do it by using the Reactflow now. Okay, so you don't have to write the custom code, you can just use one library and then easily you can do that. Okay, so we're going to be discussing that, and we're going to be look how we can implement in our side. So I'm just making one project, so I just designed these custom nodes, so I'm going to be walking through the code of these designs as well. So I'm using the Tailwind CSS for designing these nodes, and this is in the React flow. Okay, so there are going to be some actions and feature inside the node, so a lot of things going to be happening over here, but we're going to be talking about, let's suppose I reload the page, so you see this node, this workflow is coming in the uniform way. If I reduce the size of it, you see it's by default it's coming in the same position. So what it requires, like mostly you need to be careful, like your all the nodes width and height should be same. If there is a different height width node or something, so you need to be careful about that. You need to modify your code accordingly. Okay, otherwise everything gonna be easy. Okay, so my all the nodes have the same width and height, so there's no any problem with that. Let me take you to the documentation of Reactflow, and I'm going to be walk you through with that. So this is the normal documentation about all the nodes and the edges behaviors, and how you can modify the features and all inside the edges and nodes, labeling and all the things, and custom nodes and drag and drop, everything you can do over here. So those not being changed, but there is one more, like in the layout, if you see there are some subflows as well, so you can try that. But if you see this Dagre tree and the ELK.js tree, so these two trees give you the functionality of auto layouting your React flow. Okay, so I use this Dagre tree, but in the ELK.js also you can see there is something different kind of positioning is coming for the flow. Okay, but in the Dagre tree, if you see over here, so this is some sort of code they have provided, so you don't have to do much changes over here. You just need to give your node width and height, like static width and height, and you can automatically see, like it automatically position your nodes in the different manner. So you want to make it horizontally, so you can make it otherwise you can do that vertically as well. So you just need to pass the parameters into the function. So you see the top to bottom, if it's TB, which means top to bottom, if it's like LR, which means left to right. Okay, so that's what you can do. So let me take you to the code and how I written this and everything. So this is my code start from here, main.tsx, so where I have written all the code for my React flow. Okay, so it's just simple code I have written right now, not too much implementation. This is my React flow component over here, so nodes and edges are assigned, and these are some callback function which I'm using from the React flow provider, and after that these are some props which I'm passing for fit view and the types and all the things, snap made and all. So these are the controls which I have assigned over here. So to view the flow like this, the controls, zoom out, zoom in, and the map and all the things. Okay, and yeah, that's it from here. So let me just walk it. So I have created some custom nodes over here. So you see this is the custom node code. These are the handles you can use. So if you go through the custom node documentation, you will understand. So I'm using the Tailwind CSS for classes and styling, so I'm not using for any CSS file. So this is the normal CSS file which provided by the React flow, so you can use this one for styling and style sheets. So just take the selectors and you can write the CSS over here. Otherwise you can just use your whatever the preprocessor if you are using into your React code, so you can use that. Okay, so let's go into the main.js. So my initialization, like normal states of the nodes, is over here. Use node state, use edge state. This comes from the React flow by default, so you can use this one for handling your state. Okay, so if you see over here, use state, use it. So they provide you custom state, custom state, so you can just use that. Otherwise you can create by yourself as well if you need extra features into that, so you can just say do that. Okay, after that I just create a not click function. So this is simple. On connect, you know, when you connect one node from another node, so source to target, so that time this function get called. Okay, another is that this is the on layout function. If you want to do on layouting, like layouting again, so you can just use this function to, like, let's suppose you connect in one node to another node, or you move the position of the node, so you can use you call this function again and then do the layouting. So like auto reposition your nodes and flow everything. So you can do that, like reposition all the flow again to the same, back to the same position. So it will do that. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can call this function. And apart from that, main function which is doing all these things is this one, get layout element. So what it does, this function does, like first of all you need to assign this instance of this Dagre library. Okay, and then you need to set default label. Like this is not mandatory, but you need to set default edge level and something, and you need to assign your width and height of the nodes. Okay, so if your node have a specific height assigned already, like you know that node's height and width is not going to be changed in the future if you create some more nodes, so it's fine. Otherwise you can make this dynamic as well, like you can pass these nodes width and height into this one, or whenever you assign the nodes like into this one, so you can just take those values and then you can just recalculate it. Okay, so the major calculation is going over here when you pass all these things inside this layout. So what this library is doing, it's repositioning, putting the position to your nodes and edges according to the layout. Okay, so it's just when you pass all the things inside this, so you see the degraded graph, set graph, direction and everything you're passing over here. After that you're setting the nodes, setting the edges by looping that each and every node and each and every edge and each and every node you're setting inside this library. After that you are layouting it. So this function does that layouting part and assign the position to each and every node by default by taking height and width. Then your work is done. Okay, so after that what you have to do, you just need to get the nodes out from this one. So you see layout nodes, layout sizes, and then you just need to pass it inside your state over here, and then it will automatically take the position. So you see the node dot position is getting calculated again over here. So this is another calculation, but the by default position comes inside this one when you run this function. Okay, so after that it's just taking the width and height and then positioning it into the screen, like into the viewport area. Okay, so it will come as it is like this. Otherwise you can increase it as well, like if you just minus it or plus it. This is kind of thing for the auto layout in the Reactflow. So you want to try, you can try that as well. So you can go into this library over here. Okay, you can open this and you can see all the GitHub code. So it's an open source library, you can use that as well. Otherwise you can download it through npm as well, npm Dagre. So it's a JavaScript library, so you need to install, if you're using TypeScript, so you need to install the type of it as well. So you see a lot of people have been downloading every week, so it's 700,000 something. You can use that. Okay, graph layout for JavaScript, that's the kind of thing you can use, and same kind of behavior into this library as well. So you can try that as well. It's a very cool feature into the Reactflow. Because I used to have a lot of problem in auto layouting this Reactflow, so I had to write a lot of code to do that, and then getting the position of each and every node, and then after that I was able to achieve that functionality. But now it's not, it's automatically, like it's by default giving you the feature to do that, and then you can use it. Okay, so it's very cool feature that you can auto lay out your nodes and all the things. So after that you can just customize the position, height and width of the node, and then you can just reposition your nodes in your according to your choice. Okay, so you can do that. So thank you so much guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video with another topic. Okay, thank you so much, bye bye.